Dr. Salguero. He was preaching here, and he was quote unquote spiritual advisor to Obama and Biden, and he talked about last night about faith, and faith. You're only going to move as far as your faith is going to move you, but then you got to start asking yourself, you know, why is it that when I start something, I don't finish it, right? I gotta, you gotta ask these people, it's like, why do they start and not stop? Why is it that when things are going good for me, why is it that I'm stuck, right? And so I started going into this transformation, and this was again in 2006 or seven. I was at 86,000 in income, and within 6 months, our base shop blew up. And this is in 2007, before even Ursula was even in the picture. But if I can look back, it started on that journey of figuring out, why is it that people have self-destructive habits, and why is it some people succeed, right? And Tony Robbins always says that success leaves clues, right? Which means if you study, and so let me share my screen real quick so I can just really get into this thing. So self-development, I mean, we can role play into our faces are blue, um, and we should, and I love it. We're getting a lot out of it. How do I share from my phone? There we go. Um, and so what happens is NLP. I went through the practitioner course of NLP, so I'm a practitioner, licensed practitioner. I actually went through a course that was even deeper, um, that said neurolinguistic humanistic psychology / programming. And I spent thousands of dollars on this program, just to be able to deal with certain things. And NLP is not just about, neurolinguistic programming. NLP is NLP has the science of what we call timeline therapy. NLP is conflict resolution. NLP is the five dysfunctional traits of an unsuccessful base shop, right? And why is it like these things happen? Um, and so what we do is when we have maybe a conflict, you got somebody who's difficult to train. What can you guys see my screen, Matt? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
pretty cool. So, so why is it that certain things happen, but we don't correct it, and then we end up in the same boat every year? We say we're going to be RVPs, but we end up in the same boat every year. Why is it that we have a conflict and we take it personal and we say piss off, and then let me go get another recruit? Frank Dillon, I will write this down. We got all these people that plug in, 35, 40 people that plug in, but why is have you ever asked yourself, why is it's the same people having success stories, but everybody else is just kind of idling by and sitting in lines? Have you thought about that? Well, one of the things that I learned in NLP is I can't brush somebody off. Oh man, they're losers. No, maybe it's you. Maybe you haven't learned how to communicate with that person. So I'm going to share a couple of my slides here. So the phonocognitive, you guys already know, right? Neurolinguistics is number one. Neuro is our mental processes. Okay, that's number one. Number two is linguistic is the power of language, right? But the language, guys, is going to come based on deep core beliefs, right? And then programming is behavior patterns, right? So one of the things that I teach our guys is when people behave, there's certain things, right, that should give you clues, right? Um, the map, the basic principle is the map is not the territory. So I'm going to explain this real quick. Okay. So Beth, the map is not the territory. So the best way I can explain that is the meal is not the menu. The menu is an interpretation of the meal. It's not the meal. You might have a picture of it. So what happens is, here's what I know. Beth has a different map of the world than I do. It's her reality. I'll give you a perfect example. When people say, man, things are tough out there. Well, for who? For you. It's not tough for Willie, 300,000 or 400,000 a month in income. It's not tough with some of these high income earners. It's tough for you, but that's your map. So as a leader, we have to learn how to take our maps and build a bridge between our world and their world. What we want them to do is we want to recruit them, and you got to put a list together, and you never know what kind of experience they've had before in business. We maybe none, right? So that's important. And also, listen, guys, I'm sure you've heard of this in NLP. They teach a lot that there's no such thing as failure, just feedback. So if you had a person, if people keep quitting on you, that's feedback saying, okay, how's my leadership? How's my, how am I coming across? What kind of personality trait do these guys have? So this is all, this is all about you getting better so you can connect with people better. See, I was at the home office, and again, this is not to brag, okay? Because I don't seek the stage, I don't seek to be on EPN, I don't seek that out. It's not. It used to motivate me, not anymore. Right now, I just want to be $1 million earner, and I want to have 9 new RVPs, right? So, so when I try to connect with people, you got to learn also the perception process, right? You got to understand that there are external events that are constantly. We actually receive about 2 billion bits of information, like a second. However, we have mental filters. So mental filters is if it's not important, you're going to block it out. People are going to block it out if it's not important. That's why when you sit with someone, you've got to learn how to be a great person and teaching people to develop a self-development plan. Not a personal development plan, a self. Like if I know, let's say Beth is a little timid, a little shy, then as a coach, I've got to say, okay, I'm not going to say this to her, but you're not going to succeed if you're super timid because we're going to ask people for a lot of personal information. So then I got to help Beth create a self-development plan for her to get out on her way with her timidity. Let's just say that's just something I made up. But if you have somebody who literally blows up the second somebody challenges them, see, I don't blow up when somebody challenges me. And if somebody talks crap to me on text, do not respond back. Hey, this is business. Let's hatch this baby out. You've got to understand that there's filters. So now, if something is extremely important to you, okay, then what's going to happen? You're going to see more of that. For example, I know this is reticular activating system, but if I tell you, Kyla, if I say, Kyla, look, I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to give you $1,000 every time you see a Toyota Camry, a silver Toyota Camry. Guess what's going to happen? What's going to happen is because there's a monetary value, now her filters are being lifted. Now, how do we relate that to our business? The way we relate that to our business is this way. Hey, Kyla, what is the most important thing for you and your family? What would you like to see happen here in this business? Okay. And then what I do is then every time I'm talking to Kyla, I'm reminding her how every appointment gets her closer to the things that she says she want to hear. So I help her kind of lift certain mental filters as a coach. We process information what we call internal representation. Based on your belief, you're going to interpret the world very differently than I do. Okay. Most people look at, man, look at all this crime, look at all this stuff, look at all these people getting deported, and da da da. That's because you're opening up your mind to filters. Look, I talked to Mario Arizona when we went to Atlanta. We sat down on length. He said, Ace, and excuse my language, I don't curse. He curses like a sailor though. He goes, Ace, all of that stuff you see is bullshit. People have been getting deported for years. It's just now they're affiliating it with, Trump. He goes, man, and he goes, and I'm a Democrat, right? And he goes, it's all bullcrap. It's all what people are being fed, right? Filters being fed, right? And so internal representation, it has a lot to do with what type of the way you interpret the world. So I'll give you an example. and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but you know, I'm a kinesthetic person, right? I trust my gut, right? Some people are visual; they have to see certain things before they can get a picture in their mind. I'm a kinesthetic person slash visual, which means if I can walk into an office and it's all run down, I can. We're buying a new church for our church. We're buying this really beautiful temple, and it has old furniture. I'm like, okay, man, look, if you go this way and you put the pews this way, we can actually fit 500 people in this room. In the overflow rooms, we can put another probably 600 people in each overflow room, which means we can have close to 1,000 seating versus 750, right? I can see it. Some people can't see it unless they see it on a paper, right? And then you have kinesthetic, visual type of person. And by the way, they give you clues, okay? Um, Kinesthetic, visual, and auditory. Like Pierre is an auditory, okay? Pierre is an absolute auditory. So an auditory person tends to, like when you ask, you know, let's say Matt, I think is an auditory, right? He might be an auditory digital. When you ask somebody a question and they repeat that question back to you, ooh, clue number one, because I don't repeat the questions when somebody asks me, hey, what time do you think you're going to land? I think I'm going to land around 12:30. I'm thinking about going back home on Sunday night. If somebody says, what time do you think I'm going to land? They repeat it. Um, and then another type of person, when they're visual, they tend to look up and they tend to say things. Oh, I can see what you're saying, right? If somebody's an auditory, they tend to repeat it and then they repeat it again. Okay, so when you understand that, you know, okay, man. And there's a chart. I don't have it here on this presentation. Maybe I'll inject it down the road when I get a chance to do this again. There's a chart. It's called IQs. The ball eyeballs. IQs. EYEQs. When somebody yeah,
The slide doesn't seem to coordinate with what you're talking about. Is there like a different slide?
I said I didn't inject that slide. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't inject it. So let me just keep here, going to the next slide. So the power. So now one of the things that you know you learn is that some people are willing to kill you for what they believe and for their religion. Would you agree with that? Okay, they just slaughtered 200, I think 200 Christians in Syria. Okay, they're willing to kill you if you don't believe what they believe. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong; it's their belief. Some people are willing to die for their belief. Say, okay, shoot me, kill me. I'm not going to deny Christ, right? Go ahead, right? And that's what they did. They just shot a bunch of people up in these countries because the belief is a strong one. Is it wrong to do that? Yes, but it's their belief. Um, Matt, can you read the first one on the left top because my screen is a little too small?
Limiting beliefs, it's too late to change.
Okay, limiting beliefs too limited to change. Read the next one.
Empowering beliefs, I am capable of achieving my goals.
You're capable, right?
Yep.
Everybody has the necessary. Listen, guys, this is important. Everybody has what it takes to win here. Everybody has what it takes. We just have to figure out what are their strengths and use that strength to help them build their business.
Mm.
But limiting beliefs, man, those are, if you don't identify them, it's going to keep you stuck all your life. What are some of the limiting beliefs that you have about money, about business? Well, I'm too black. Well, I'm too white. Well, I'm too brown. You know, people like me in my community, man, we tend to, you know, like my brother-in-law, for example, he has a huge limiting belief about being black. I mean, like huge. Like, you know, you got to be careful while you're driving while you're black. Well, you know, and then you can't debate him. You just got to say, well, why you say that? I've never been pulled over, dragged on the street. Why? Because hey, you want my ID? Here it is, bro. Why you know, may I ask why you I'm most of the times, if I do get pulled over, I just get off with a warning. I've taught my kids that. You know, my son, my kids are a little bit different because they inherited the Irish skin from my wife, right? So, but my daughter got pulled over for running a stop sign. And I told her, if you ever get pulled over, have your registration license ready, put your hands on the wheel, say, yes, sir, no, sir, here it is. And then the officers let her go and say, please be careful, right? Please be careful. So limiting beliefs will keep you down, but you have to learn what are some of the limiting beliefs I have about recruiting. What I have, well, I'm not a good leader. Well, where did you get that from? Right? Limiting belief about closing the sale on the first night. Well, what's my belief about recruiting, Kyla? If you got any kind of brain, you're gonna get started. And I told this to Jay the other day. I said, man, he was really frustrated. Man, my team, they know every objection. They know how to set appointment. They know how to prosper. They're not doing it. I said, Jay, have you ever asked yourself why? They might be scared. They might be thinking they're not good enough. We gotta figure out which belief they're believing, and we have to help them crack it. And that's what Gordon yesterday we were talking about that I said, let me show you how easy it is. And I picked up the phone. Send me some numbers right now. Go ahead, send me some number right now. Because my belief is, if you get in front of me, you're getting started. If you have any kind of half a brain and you see the opportunity, right? What's the next one, Matt?
I am not good enough.
No, the one below that. Empowering beliefs.
Every challenge is an opportunity. I'm
Every
sorry.
challenge is an opportunity. Every challenge, you see, that's a belief. Every challenge is an opportunity, right? When you have that opportunity, when you have that type of thinking, man, I'm going through another challenge. Okay, great. Listen, we've been in the what we call that, in the desert too long. We've been in the desert too long, meaning we're not playing ace. Maybe I'm not doing, maybe I have to change certain things to get our V shop consistently over 30, 30, 50, 50, pop out an RVP, right? And then
Yep.
the last one, Matt,
I'm not good enough.
yeah, the limiting belief says I'm not good enough. Well, who told you that? Mom, dad,
School,
right? School,
coach, everyone,
it's
boss.
incredible. It's incredible. I saw an interview with Michelle Obama, and it was like, um, she was saying how you're going to struggle if you're an African American person, and I'm like, you were the first lady.
Right.
Do you know where your father's? Do you know where your husband's family came from? And do you know he was only 2 years in the Senate before he became freaking president of the United States, 2 terms? That means there's a saying, if it's possible in the world, it's possible for you. You understand that, folks? If it's possible in the world, so when you look at POL, how do you look at it? It's like, crap, man. Look at my boy Henry, man. He's gonna make $1 million by the end of August. You
Wow.
know, while his daughter is battling bad breast cancer as a 30-year-old, right? He's going back and forth to where Christian is right now. He's going back and forth. But yet, I go, man, if it's possible for Henry, it's possible for me. Is that the way you look at POL? Right? I would understand, man, that if it's only one person has the ring, okay, you know what? Maybe they're special. But when you had 3,000 RVPs with the ring, then the next question is, why is it that most RVPs, 95, what's his name? Steve Madison said that 95% of the RVPs never promote an RVP. That's a limiting belief, right? We got to break those. And then the, rapport is not just being a nice guy. I would write this down. People like themselves. Have you ever been to a party or you go somewhere and all of a sudden you go, man, I like this guy and I like this guy Ace, and I don't know why. See, I may never finish my statement, but Julie Seaman, Art Martinez was thanking, um, I want to thank Ace because I was literally sleeping in my car and Ace would call me and said, man, you're Art Martinez. I did that. We were winning. He was living in his car, pawned his daughter's ring. I mean, his wife's ring so that they can survive another week or two. And he was saying, and Julie Seaman said, Ace has a reputation of being one of the nicest connecting guys with people, and that's not by accident. I worked my ass off to try to connect people. Why? People like themselves, right? So elements of rapport is physical synchronization. If the person tends to talk like me, then you got to try to listen. I told
You're sharing an email right now.
That's Tony
No.
Reyna's screen. We got to turn off Tony. We're looking at Tony Reyna's
Come on,
computer.
Tony. All right. Should I just wrap it up?
Tony, you got 1,053 emails, buddy.
Jesus. What's wrong with you, Tony?
I don't know how to stop the share.
I'll see if I can. I don't know if I can either.
I think if I share something and then stop the share, maybe it'll go away. Nope, it's still Tony sharing.
Take his privilege off.
He's got 68 drafts. Tony, you better check.
Is he even paying attention? Tony, am I boring you?
Here, I know how to, but then it's gonna probably. Here you go, I got it.
Okay. Now you're sharing.
No, I don't need. Now I'm not.
Okay. Anyway, I'll finish with this one last slide.
I appreciate you teaching this kind of stuff, Ace. I think this is important to learn and self-develop, and not just here, but everybody needs to do this on their own time too. But this is guys. But the can you see my screen now? Yep, the subconscious mind.
Okay, so I'll finish with this here, man. So rapport, and again, I don't say that to come across, braggadocious. I'm just saying that rapport is one of the most important things, that when you sit at a kitchen table and oh man, they're visual people. Awesome. Okay, I got that now. So now I got to create the language pattern based on the person that I'm sitting with. So if you get somebody like, for example, I use Pierre as an example, because Pierre tends to talk really, really deep voice, low tone, right? But if Pierre wants to connect with that person, Pierre's got to pay attention. You might be boring the crap out of this person. But on the opposite, if I'm the one that's energy, I'm excited and stuff like that, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to bring down my tone, and it's called pace and leading. Okay? Pace and leading, meaning I'm going to pace you, but I'm not going to stay there with you. I'm going to bring you and lead you to where I want you to go as a effective leader, right? You have to have emotional resonance, right? And I'll finish with this. Effective communication means I've got to speak their language. Guys, Bill Arender is in the 70s. Frank Dillon is in the 70s. Frank Dillon is my father's age. Bill Arender is my father's age. But however, it's crazy because both Alan Dillon and Patrick Arender said, man, every time you guys connect, you guys are like brothers, because I've learned how to communicate and connect with people. Doesn't matter how old they are. Or, I can connect literally, you want to have a reputation of connecting with people. You have to work really good on how to build strong rapport. And you do that in the straight line is by gathering intelligence, right? And that's what effective communication means. So how do you do a couple of things? Is number one is matching and mirroring. So if somebody tends to move their hands a lot when you're talking to them, I'm going to move my hands too. You got to keep it just subtle enough where they don't see that you're actually trying to copy them. And then sensory calibration, meaning you got to look at you got to be sensitive. And the calibration is looking at the really fine things so that you can connect. It's not good enough. Look, you can do a great presentation. You can have, but if they don't feel like they connected with you, why should they write you a check for $190,000? And we tend to do business with people that are just like us. But I've done business with people look, I close with this testimony, and this is a long presentation, so it took me a month to go through this. Let me stop sharing. How do I stop sharing, man? Okay, let me stop sharing. Where's my Zoom?
I can stop it for you.
Yeah, there we go. Found it. Okay. So what was I just saying?
You're going to share a testimony, and this is a long presentation.
Okay, so
you were talking about
when
people and that you can do business with different types of people because you're gathering intelligence and building rapport, and then you were going to share a testimony.
So yes, so when you that, okay, thank you for reminding me. So I was training a direct person to me. His name was Patrick Sealis, right? Patrick, African American community. Now, this is before COVID, and Chanda, I follow rules. When it comes to Christian, and so Christian never show up to an appointment dressed for the occasion. So if I'm sitting with a mechanic and I'm showing up in a full-blown suit, okay, this is a suit who's trying to sell me something. But if I show up with a nice polo shirt, right, coming with some nice khaki. But Patrick didn't tell me much about the appointment. It was his father, but didn't tell me what he did. He just told me that his mother worked in the government. So I decided to wear my blue suit, white shirt, and red tie with my slick gelled hair, right? So I'm coming in. Hey, how you doing, Mr. Sealis? It's really nice to meet you, man. Thank you so much for allowing Patrick to come in and help out with this training. This helped Patrick getting one step closer. And we started talking about a little bit about him and stuff like that. And out of nowhere, Shonda, is she in? Because I can't see everybody. Oh, there she is. Out of nowhere. Now watch this. Language patterns and how you respond. He punches the table. He goes, "You're a damn Republican, aren't you?" His son just started getting embarrassed, put his hand at his eye like this and stuff like that. Man, they're giving Obama such a hard time and da-da-da and this and that. And, the Republican this, Republican that. I respond yes or no. I changed my tonal pattern, and I am a Republican, and I am a conservative person, right? But I didn't say that. Yeah, I'm a Republican. Yeah, I'm conservative. I said, man, I listened to Mr. Sealis. I've heard everything you said. And if I were in your shoes, and I'm not, I'm trying to build a bridge. I'm not trying to build a gulf. I'm trying to build a bridge. I go, Mr. Sealis, listening to you in the last couple of minutes, what you've said, if I were you, I'd probably feel the same way. So I didn't get into a credit fighting about what I believe and stuff like that. I said, if I were you. So in other words, in his mind, I'm putting myself in his shoes, right? And I said, I probably feel the exact same way. Man, thank you so much for sharing that. I didn't answer the question, yes, no, I blah, blah, blah. I didn't do any of that stuff. Because of that, he's still a client. We were able to write business with him, close his family policy, set up a little mutual fund, and he became a client. So we went from, this is a potential debate, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into an argument with him. I'm not there for that. So you have to learn the tonal and language pattern in order for you to connect with people and not get into these heated debates, right? Never talk about religion unless you want to win people for Christ, or at family meetings or politics. Don't do that. Change the subject quickly, but you have to be a pro doing that. Thank you guys for your attention, and I'm sorry I had to stop the second slide, but listen, a couple of books I'm going to recommend. It helped and changed my life, okay? The book that took me from 86,000 to 189, right? And this is in 2008, was Beyond Positive Thinking by Dr. Robert Anthony. Great book about I like what he says. This is going to be a hard pill to swallow. But if you're short on money, if you're this, it's your fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's your fault, right? So when I say that, I have a small base shot, it's my fault. It's nobody else's fault. And the other book that is a great great self-assessment book. It's a self-assessment book. It has questions and everything. It's called The Power Mind System. I read that book. It's an
Ace, look at
incredible
this.
book. The Power Mind, Michael Monroe Kiefer, man. Powerful book. It's a self-assessment book, right, man? It asks you questions about money. Where did you get that belief? Do you believe that you can hit your goals? You read the book and then it changes to questions. And if you want to learn about NLP, it's called NLP for Dummies. Great book. It talks about the four critical pillars of thinking and how to really get yourself to be I'm not a special person. Like the only thing I'm special is I'm a musician. I got a perfect pitch in my ear. You play a song, I listen to a couple of times, and I can play it in the piano. And then I play percussions like congas and timbales and drums and stuff like that. That's it. Other than that, I don't come from business background, stuff like that. Matt, what made me quote unquote special is my resiliency and my ability to keep growing as a person. Okay. Thank you for your attention, guys.
That was good stuff, man.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thoughts?
I love that
feedback?
book, The Power Mind System. I second that recommendation. I recommended it to someone yesterday. That's why I have it sitting right here. It's an incredible book. It teaches you someone, but it's not just like a sit down and read book either. It's like a take your time and do what the book tells you to do and learn, and it's powerful.
Thanks, Ace. Good job, brother.
You look like you're talking, Ace, but we don't hear you anymore. But your mouth is moving.
Does somebody mute me? Can somebody hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What was the second book? The first one was Beyond Positive Thinking. The second one was
Power Mind System. The third one is NLP for Dummies.
okay.
Yeah. And that'll teach you a lot about critical thinking. But I use this example, Matt. My dad, he went back to school in his late 50s, late 50s, decided he's going to go through seminary school, got his master's. Then he said, you know what? I can keep going. Went back, got his PhD. He said, you know what? I can keep going. And then got his second PhD and is licensed to practice marriage counseling. And when he became the valedictorian to speak, at this thing, he said, he started getting emotional. He goes, the reason why I'm emotional is not because of the certificate or the degree. The reason I'm emotional, I'm just embarrassed that I wasted so many years of my life. And this is a guy who's passionate about reading. And he got emotional. He said after, at that time it was 40 years or 38 years of preaching and teaching. He's written over, his thesis was 189 pages to get his PhD. He goes, after reading the same book for 38 years, he goes, I figured out I know about 2% of what I thought I knew. And then when his house got flooded, while he was on vacation, his house got flooded. He was stressed out, not because of the furniture, not because of his pool table and stuff like that. He said, man, I hope my library is not destroyed. He was concerned only about his library. He has hundreds and hundreds of books on different types of faith. He has the Quran. He actually has the book, the book of the devil's Bible or whatever. He has voodoo books. And I said, Dad, why do you have that stuff in your house? He said, how are you going to debate somebody if you don't know their foundation and what they believe and where it started, right? So I got my passion of personal development and growing from my dad. That's where I got it from. And so push, grow. Thank you for your attention, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Ace. Good stuff, man.
Good stuff, guys.
Appreciate it, Gordon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ace.
Everything you described is spot on, man.
Hey, just real quick. We got a couple things before we wrap up. Number one, I just want to share this. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Watch this.
Somebody's about to play. Everywhere we go,
You guys recognize the regional senior vice president that's in the band?
Keep playing it. Keep playing it. Keep playing it.
Oh, yeah.
Jamming, man.
Hey, Ace, I thought that was Tito Puente.
That's
Tito.
everywhere he goes. Everywhere he
Tito
goes.
is in the house.
Hey, man. If somebody has, if there's a band, I'm gonna jump.
They were asking me to get up there at the same time. I had to refuse. I said, "Nah, not today." I didn't want to embarrass Ace. I stay away from that, man. That was I was impressed because I was over there chilling out, and I'm like, wait a second, what's Ace doing up on the? He moved the guy out of the way. He's up there. I'm like, killing it, man. Hey guys, T-shirt.
I got how to use my GPS.
You're breaking up, brother. Can anybody hear him?
No, I was saying that I'm gonna go see Nikita right now. So I gotta get in my car and go see Nikita.
All right, go see Nikita.
Oh.
And hey guys, we got that T-shirt promotion going on. Don't forget, 1 by 1,000. Get your T-shirt. Friends don't let friends retire broke. Get your damn T-shirt. 1 by 1,000. Get a ticket to the event. And
where do we get them from?
You're going to get them from your RVP. So the T-shirts will not be manufactured until we get a head count at the end of the month. And then on August the 9th is the plan. We'll give out those T-shirts. So prayer.
Nice.
We'll get that going, and we'll get some more T-shirts earned. 1 by 1,000 minimum. Everybody should get a T-shirt, right? On
Yep.
August the 9th.
Everybody went here.
Everybody here.
Oh, that would be 34 T-shirts right there. Look at that.
I hope so. I certainly hope so, Yvette. But we got some work to do. Looking at the numbers, our team, we got some work, Team Kai. I don't know what we're doing, but we got to get after it. We got some decent securities this month, but we got to get our recruits and premium going. I got a game changer I still got to use today. I'm about to recruit my kitty cat. So I'm going to get my dog over here and sign up with a paw print or something. We got to get some new reps. I am meeting a guy at 11 that just lost his job, but he's my age, so we'll see. But he's out in Indiana, and I'm going to meet him on Zoom. So it might be my game changer. We'll see after I talk to him. But that we got end of month, a week from Friday. We got Saturday training this coming Saturday. Tomorrow, leaders meet at 9. We're just going to plan out the Saturday and make sure we're ready to close this month strong. Anybody in? Closing strong? Letting it rip? Dream Chasers, take your time. Just relax. Don't have to close strong. Just Team Kai, close strong. Team of Steel, relax. You're good. You're good. Team of Steel. Tony Reyna, just take the next 10 days. You guys all ought to go to the beach or something. Go to Hawaii. I don't know. Go somewhere. Go to Chicago.
Gordon, we should spend a couple minutes on one of these calls and just everyone say a nice thought to Christian and send it to him on a tape.
Oh, look at that. That's
you too. That'd be
That's awesome.
You know what? Let's do that
Great
Saturday
idea.
morning.
Great idea.
Well, no, because Saturday morning that eliminates some of the teams. So I guess we have to do it Monday because then we want to have Team of Steel with us.
Right.
So, yeah. So maybe Monday, let's plan on that, Beth. Great idea. We can maybe we do it at the end of the Zoom because a lot of people get on late.
Yeah.
And so we'll do it towards the end and we'll send him a nice message, record it, and then we'll send it to him. Love that message. Okay.
Yeah.
Encouragement is oxygen for the soul.
So
we'll jump on. Tell him we love him, right?
Yeah, and we all do.
So
hey, give people
We need like a card that says "We love you, Christian," and then everybody start saying whatever they have to say.
Okay.
Now, have you ever used VidHug before?
The what?
So there's this this like kind of like an app called VidHug. It's not an app, but like I've used it before to on like my friends' birthdays, where anybody that clicks the link can like say something, and then it actually compiles it into one video, and they come on like one after the other, like Gordon, then Jay, and then like, and then he can just kind of watch the video, and everybody can record their own individual.
So it's like a reel, basically.
Yeah, it's like a long
Yeah, that's
reel
nice. We can do that.
of
What is it called again?
it's called VidHug, like video hug,
That
VidHug.
is so cool.
Can you organize that, Shonda? Does it have a cost?
Yeah, no worries. No, it doesn't have a cost.
And
Now,
then
do we gotta download it, Shonda, to record, or can
No,
we
you
record
just,
it,
as
send
long
it?
as you have the link,
You have it?
as long as you have the link. I've used it before a few times for
Okay.
my friends' birthdays and stuff. Like I'll send it to all of our friends and
Yeah.
have them like, send it to them for their
Good.
birthday and
Teamwork
stuff
makes the
like that.
dream work. Shonda, if you don't mind, if you can organize that, and we'll work on that over the weekend. Everybody send him a message, and then will it wait to send it to him, or once can we?
It gives you a certain amount. You can determine. I feel like you can determine when you want it to close out. Like if somebody doesn't have their submission in by a certain time, they'll just like close it out. And then you can have them order the videos randomly. You can go in and reorganize the videos if you want to, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool.
Thank you.
So if
Shonda.
we do that on Monday, can we, after it's done, can we see it? I mean, like.
Yeah,
review
so
it?
what'll happen is when it's all done, all the participants can get a copy of the video too, so then you'll be able to actually see it.
I
That's
love it.
nice.
Let's do that, Shonda. Thank you for that idea. Beth and Shonda, thanks for spearheading that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So when do you want me to have it closed, on Tuesday?
Yeah.
So we all need to download that app, Sean?
No, I'll what I'll do is after I create it, I will like post it and the dream. I'll try to send it to all of the leaders so they can like send it out to their people.
Yeah,
Right.
send it
I'll try to-
individually. Don't put it in the group.
Yeah, I know, because then Christian's gonna see it. That's why I said I'll send it.
Okay, got you.
And then what we can do is when we get the link, we can copy it and paste it.
Paste it and send it to
Saturday
your
chat.
teammates and all of that.
As long
put
as
it in the
Christian's
chat.
not there, you can put it in the Saturday chat Zoom, and
Yeah.
you can put it in the Monday chat as long as Christian ain't there. So let's keep
Sweet.
it away from Christian. That's a great idea.
Let's go.
Shonda and her
I
technology.
love that. I
Don't
really
you
love
don't you
that.
love it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the power of a team, bringing the ideas together.
Yeah, that's right. Collective teamwork. All right, guys. Well, look, let's have a great day. Team Kai, let's go, go, go. Let's put some numbers up today. We're losing the battle big time. Team of Steel's whooping us. I mean, they're like 17,000. We're sitting at 9,000.
Yeah, we got some stuff in the pipe too from our
So do
team.
I.
Just letting y'all know.
Going.
Complete the word
And we ain't going to the
Whoop
beach
it.
to relax yet.
a
Nah.
whooping. We're getting a whooping. So let's not get a whooping. Let's go today. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Happy closing.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
See ya.